All right, y'all, we have some major Epstein news that dropped the other day that I wanted to share with you, so take a look at this. Breaking: a major leak of 100,000 emails from former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak shows he and Jeffrey Epstein discussed meeting with Palantir founder Peter Thiel, quote, trying to arrange it so the security guys will not come with us to the island. Wow. This is a big deal. First of all, what we learned is that Ehud Barak, the former Israeli prime minister, and Jeffrey Epstein were super close. They talked all the time. So that's one of the things we learned. The other thing is, Epstein trying to reach out to Peter Thiel, it has to do with investments in mass surveillance. So look at this. Epstein's surveillance ventures. Leaked emails from 2015 reveal Epstein's attempts to enter the surveillance industry, partnering with former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak to invest in Reporty, Homeland Security, now Carbine. He sought connections with global figures like Peter Thiel and individuals in Vladimir Putin's circle. The emails show a friendly, informal relationship between Epstein and Barak, including discussions about Barak visiting Epstein's private island, Little St. James, in 2014. Barak tried to arrange for his security detail to stay behind, raising questions about the nature of his visits. Gee, I wonder what the former Israeli prime minister was doing on the pedophile island. Tough one to figure out. I wonder why he was trying to have his security stay behind. Very bizarre. They say here, Prince Andrew connection. Epstein referenced a business prospect from Prince Andrew about starting a personal protection company in Beijing due to rising kidnappings, hinting at Epstein's questionable international dealings. Also, why would you go to Epstein for a personal protection company unless he has a history in such things, a history in what would effectively be security detail or what would effectively be intelligence-linked stuff, right? Like, to go to him for something like that says he has some expertise on that front. Okay. Unverified but suggestive content. The leaks posted by Distributed Denial of Secrets and sourced from the hacker group Handala lack technical metadata for verification, but include unique details like Epstein's birthday book, adding intrigue to their authenticity. Okay, so a lot of emails here leaked, a lot of emails, and a lot of them were Epstein and Ehud Barak, which, by the way, the connection with Barak is one of the key pieces of evidence to the speculation that Epstein was Mossad. You also have a former girlfriend of Epstein who said that at times he had bragged that he was Mossad, that he was Israeli intelligence. So this is another piece of the puzzle here, but Epstein trying to get in tight with Peter Thiel, and then now look at how big Peter Thiel is now, right? Like, look at how, he's the Palantir guy. He's the one who's cutting all these deals with Trump, and he's the one who's trying to create a mass blackmail database on all Americans with information on all Americans, everything you've ever done online, all the facts about you. He's the one who's trying to create that database. And you had Epstein, who was trying to get in on the ground floor with Peter Thiel for those things. Again, the idea that this guy was just some creepy perv. And yes, him and Ghislaine were trafficking children, but the story goes, Ghislaine was only trafficking them to Epstein, which is why he had a private island and also why he was very close friends with a lot of top business people and politicians and celebrities who were invited to said island. I'm sure. Which is why him and Trump, prayed together on teenage girls, and they had you had Epstein say, I want to take my business and model it after Trump's teenage pageant business, his teenage modeling business. Which, remember, this was all a front for child sex trafficking, is what it was. And that's why all the connections are incredibly sketchy. You have Jean-Luc Brunel, well-known pedophile who was in the same business. You have John Casablancas, well-known pedophile who was in the same business. You had all these guys with all these connections. You have Trump bragging about going into the rooms of these teenage pageant contestants when they were naked and saying, I'm allowed to go in because I own the pageant, right? You had a meeting at Mar-a-Lago. Remember this? You had a teenage pageant thing at Mar-a-Lago where the only adults there were Trump and Epstein. I'm not kidding. That's real. That actually happened. So, turns out the guy is exactly what we thought he was. And the more you learn, the deeper the story goes. It's kind of amazing to me that anybody thinks, oh, it's, there was nothing to see there. He's he's just a creepy pervert pedophile, but all the women that were trafficked, all the girls that were trafficked to him, and that's all. And that's what Ghislaine Maxwell wants you to believe. Ghislaine Maxwell, who's currently lying to try to get the Epstein heat off of Trump so she can get a full pardon. But new Epstein leaks are out, and look, I just hope we get more. I hope we get more. But do yourself a favor, if you haven't seen it yet, go on Netflix and watch the Epstein documentary they have, because even just that Epstein documentary, I think, paints a pretty clear picture of the story. I think it really shows, even just that documentary with the limited information they had, I think even that shows that there's more to this, and anybody who's trying to pretend that's not the case is dead wrong. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.